2024, Program 3 in the series See Through Angels' Eyes. This is a first of its kind series on certain selected higher and lower vibrating dimensions referred to by Christians as heaven and hell, and what it feels like to be in there with the help of MALICIA, the cosmic science to be awake, but see and hear in other dimensions. In this third program of this series, we share information on Dimensions 80 as well as on Dimension 10 in the True Lightside Dimension. Good day to all our Brahmis Tower of Light friends watching this programs. My name is Nikita, or Ibulama as most people know me. Today we present the third of the 7 new programs for 2024 titled See Through Angels' Eyes. With me is Altizator, or Ernst Jordan as you know him. Ernst is the CEO of Brahmis Tower of Light here on Earth. In today's program, Ernst is going to share wisdom on the true light side kingdoms here on Earth as well as in higher dimensions far away from Earth. 3 programs in this new series will deal with wisdom on light side kingdoms, 3 programs on dark side kingdoms, and 1 program that will be a surprise. Can't wait for that one. For more information on Ernst Jordan, please visit our website Brahmis Tower of Light. And please help us to reach as many people as possible by pressing the like, share and subscribe buttons, as well as that little bell icon so you can get the information for the rest of the programs. Ernst, viewers want to know what hertz vibration you tap into.
Thank you, Nikita, as usual. And hi to all our Brahmis Tower of Light friends out there. They are endless, just for the sake of all those people who didn't watch the previous programs in this series. I would like to explain the following, otherwise they are not going to understand. There are endless light side dimensions as well as endless dark side dimensions. Each dimension houses its own 49 to the power of 49 sub and 49 to the power of 49 sub-dimensions with its planets, its own psychic and spiritual higher or lower developed life forms and humanities. Each planet houses its own animal and plant kingdoms where applicable, of course. You cannot always see everything on every planet, but they are there. They live on planets, in the crust of planets, as well as in inner planets, just as our own planet Earth does. No human eye can investigate higher and or lower vibrating dimensions. If you can see in dimension 4, which is a crossing over dimension, it is only because you are partly psychically developed and see with your eyes as your first set of senses. I'm not referring to this eyes, I'm referring to you. Your as a consciousness life form, your eyes. In one of the programs in last year's series of programs, I named a few cosmic sciences recently rediscovered by me, of which one science is named MALICIA. As far as I know, the cosmic science MALICIA is part of any philosopher's toolkit. If you're a philosopher, you should know about this one. MALICIA is the cosmic science that I make use of to look and experience into much higher and or much lower vibrating dimensions, to see and experience as a consciousness giving life form, as vision there, either in such a realm itself or on a planet in such a dimension. To be able to tap into much higher or lower dimensions, I additionally use different frequencies of hertz vibrations. The reason is as follows. Remember that I'm not the body of flesh you see when you look at me. I am the consciousness giving life form, giving consciousness to this body of flesh. I, as a consciousness giving life form, need to vibrate very high to see and experience in other high vibrating or lower vibrating dimensions. The higher I vibrate, the lower my body of flesh will vibrate. And that is needed to go to see in a higher or lower dimension. All depends on, I did not know in advance where I would be allowed to experience what I needed to experience. But because I knew that this time I was going to a high vibrating realm, I used 936 hertz brainwaves to bring the hertz vibration of the body of flesh as low as possible. Now, during each in-tap, we make sure that our house is sacred space. I paratose myself before I begin, and this is standard procedure. I mentioned a lot of what I saw during the past decades in the Bahrami's writings. If you're interested to read it or listen to it, what I'm going to share with you in this program is what I was allowed to see in dimensions 80 and later in dimension 6, light side. Before I start sharing new wisdom, I would like to rectify two issues that did not come out clearly during the compilation of the previous program 2 in this first 2024 series. What does God stand for in the one world government? You remember that
I
thing?
remember that.
It stands for gold, oil, and diamonds. That is all they are interested in on earth. And that is why all humanities have to work for them, paying taxes so that they can benefit from this. So their God is gold, oil, and diamonds. Secondly, the second thing I want to rectify, the earth, like all planets, was created to house different life forms on the outer surface of planets. Moons works exactly the same. In the crust of planets, as well as in the hollow part of planets and moons. In the case of our planet Lonakusa, there are humanities and other life forms living on the outer planet, on the surface, inside Middle Earth, which is in the crust, which is 800 miles thick, more or less. And then Agatha, also known as Inner Earth, houses, among other life forms, enlightened life forms as well.
Aaron's, I just wanted to find out that you said that it's dimension 80 and 6 or 10?
10.
Dimension 10. Okay. So
sorry, and thanks that you...
Okay, dimension 80 and dimension 10. Sorry, I just picked that up.
No, that's...
So,
thank you for that.
It's a pleasure. What did you experience this time when you tapped in there?
Ooh, Nikita. During the first part of my in-tapping, I found myself in space. Wow, of dimension 80, which I didn't know. I did not know where I was. My guide Isai told me afterwards where I visited. The name of this dimension is Gilga. You know, like in that name Gilgamesh,
yeah.
This is Gilga. Named by the super creator Hefkenams, who created it. As soon as I found myself in the beautiful space with all this awesome nebulas, I heard a voice teaching that we, consciousness life forms, including human souls, should always go to where the light is. You know, when I find myself in space, it is actually beautiful to sit and look. You don't sit, you are just a consciousness. You cannot even see your nose or your hands, you're just a consciousness form there. But it is so beautiful, and you know, if you see it for the first time or the second time, it's so beautiful with all this beautiful, colorful nebulas that you actually stare in the black holes as well, the black parts in between, to see what's going to come up next. And this is where this voice came into tell me to focus not on the dark parts,
Yeah,
but
the
on the
lights.
light side parts. The light, this light, the voice referred to is known by us as the true light side dimension realms. If you as a consciousness giving life form find yourself in a light side realm or dimension, you will feel the holy vibrations. It vibrates. It's something you cannot miss. You know, if you go into a house where it is full of ghosts and everything, you will get a hair-raising effect or goose pimples, whatever. But if you enter that, you don't have to know where you are, you can feel where you are. And the degrees of what you feel, you know, the holiness or the bad side, it is like an indication. You cannot go wrong. If you can feel in other dimensions, you will definitely feel this. If you perhaps find yourself in a dark side realm or dimension, you will recognize the vibration where to be extremely depressed. All the dark side dimensions are depressed. It only, you know, the levels vary quite a lot. Then I heard, by focusing as a consciousness giving life form only in front of you, you observe only 25% or 50, or let's say 50% of what you are supposed to observe. Always look up or at what is above you, right above your head, and turn around. Then you will see 360 degrees around you. I did that and it worked. You know, when I found myself there, I didn't see what's at the back of me. I could only see what is there. And after that voice advised me to do this, and I did it. You cannot tilt your head because you're a consciousness, but so to focus up there. And then I turned around, you know, my focus, and when I turned back, it was 360 degrees vision. This is awesome. People who tap in regularly where we do usually find human souls in the in-between realms of dimension 6, dark side. I don't know if you experienced some of that stuff. I did, and a few of other people also that I know of. To be there is not a very good thing, you know. You can go in, you can see a very big planet, a temple in front of you or something. If you go in there, it's not a temple. It is a place where you can look through holes in the wall, oval formed holes. And if you look, it's like windows. You stare into this other dimensions. And there, you know, it's like a control room where you can press the buttons and you can see what's going on there. This is where we start learning to see other people that are trapped. Yeah, they walked head first down. I don't know if you have ever seen it. On Earth also, psychic people will, 1 or 9 out of 10 psychic people will not walk straight up like this. The head is always bended down. Why? Because if you look this way, you don't form the correct angle with the pineal gland or whatever. So if you look like this, you're not going to see anything. Do this. Just let the head tilt and look straight in front of you. You are going to tap in. Now, those people walk head down. We advise them to look and focus upward once again, after which they see the light and shoot up towards the light. That pure white light will take them where they need to be, fairly. Yes. You know, it's so obvious a lot of times, you know, when you are tapped in somewhere, or, you know, you're not 100% inside your body, you came across people They are earthbound and they will walk like this. And as soon as you tell them, listen, you're not going to see anything here, you're not on earth anymore. You know, in our vibrating dimension, you must look up. And as soon as they do this, they go. They go to the light and you will see them never again. Then they go to a place where they fairly deserve to be, without being a nuisance to people on earth,
Yeah.
as a ghost, you know,
Yeah.
or something, or radiating your dark side realm vibrations. Now on earth, as a human, you will always attract your own kind. Listen very carefully, people. This is very important. On earth, as a planet, a human, you will always attract your own kind. Actually, you know, it doesn't matter what's giving consciousness to that human body of yours. If you're dark side, you will always attract dark side. It is a cosmic law. You cannot change it. That is why the old people, you know, my grandparents, they always say, yeah, you can see, you can recognize a person by looking who that person's friends are.
Yeah.
Then you will know. Kind will always attract own kind. The nosy ones, you know, the curious ones, they will always be there. You know what I mean. In the spiritual realm, it functions just the same. I'm starting laughing now. You know, when I was still young, I remember there was an old guy. We called him Captain de Toy, because he was a retrenched captain in the, I don't know what war, I think it was the 1940 Second World War or somewhere. And he always, you know, if you ask him about, how are you today, Captain? He will tell you, oh, my friend, here on earth you suffer, but let me promise you, on the other side of that hill, it's just the same. You know, in other words, doesn't matter where you go, the rules are everywhere. Yes. Cosmic rules, not man-made rules. Now, after your soul transmigration, which you may know as your death, you will still attract your own kind. This is one of the reasons why you will be taken to another place where you specifically will fit in. Not all the people in your crowd, you specifically. There you will always attract either light side or dark side people or souls, depending on how you lived on earth. Light side or dark side. If while on earth you lived true light side, the light will see you and attract you as a consciousness-giving life form. If you prefer to live away from the light side on earth, the dark side will attract you automatically. That is fair and just. You cannot expect it other ways to be. I cannot put my finger in a electrical wall plug and press the little button on and expect, because I don't believe it, it will not shock me. Sorry, my friend, but you believe doesn't even count in the afterlife. If you don't know the rules and know what's going on, whatever you decide there will be, it will not be there, I can promise you. Now, what they believed to find after death, as they refer to a soul transmigration when they were still alive as humans on earth, wasn't part of true reality. That is why they then stay earthbound. Now, stars as suns represent the light of the highest Toratre Yahweh Goria. Stars as shining suns houses light side super Hefkenams and their household and of whole families. They live inside these stars as suns. You know, in the movie The Ten Commandments, which were filmed in 1956 when I was born, somewhere there, Moses make use, of his knowledge to tell the people. When the Pharaoh of that time died, his son Ramses, when the old man gave his last breath, Ramses said, "The old falcon is now in the sun," which is true because the sun god Ra lives in the sun. Then I saw an endless network of safety shields against negative radiation from dark side areas who want to destroy the light side life forms on such planets. The negative radiation they as dark side fallen gods and fallen Hefkanams use is unknown to me, although I saw that it brings forth illness to destroy light side life forms. On earth, the fallen Hefkanams in human bodies rule the earth by serving as generals in the armies of the biggest and strongest countries on earth. The 5 big ones, as they call them, the biggest countries on earth, the strongest ones, as far as weaponry is concerned. Now, the one world government on earth ruled by fallen dark side gods and Hefkanams, partly destroyed Earth's ozone layer with more than 2,121 nuclear tests done on Earth since the first in July 1945, involving 2,476 nuclear devices. People, if you don't believe it, go on internet and check it for yourself. I got this information there. This is how many atomic bombs already exploded on Earth. And as of 1993, worldwide 250 atmospheric nuclear explosions took place. They, as the one world government, destroy Earth's ozone layer, but call it global warming. I mean, global warming is the result of these multiple nuclear explosions performed by world leaders. Now, they come and tell us it's, the smoke and the factory smoke and all that rubbish. What impact can that have if you compare it with 2,476 nuclear explosions on Earth?
And then 520 atmospheric nuclear explosions.
And if you go into the detail of this, you will see that the biggest bomb is about 100 times or 1,000 times stronger than the 2 atomic bombs that they threw on Japan, Hiroshima and the other. Now, what can you expect? Must the atmosphere stay like it is? They destroy it, but they put the blame on the world public. And they think everyone is as stupid as they are to believe them. We are not all mind controlled. Christianity spreads the lie that the sun shines over everybody to enjoy. This is also what a voice I heard there educated me on. It said Christianity spreads the lie that the sun shines over everybody to enjoy. On earth are some of the 3rd dimension demonic tribes living in underground tunnels, sewers, dark woods, forests, lakes and caves situated deep under mountains where the sun never shines. So don't tell me rubbish. Give me something realistic that you can see as reality. Not this. Don't tell me the sun shines for everyone to enjoy. No, the sun shines over whoever wants to enjoy the sun. In a spiritual sense, it means if you walk and live as the true light side deities expect from you, the light of the highest, the most high Toratre Yahweh Goria will radiate out of you. If not, it means that you walked away from the true light side while you lived as a human. Now that thing that I mentioned, people walk like this, and if I tell them look up, then they see the light. It happens every day. And you know what? The reason that other guy told me to look up and around me to see 360 is what we also, if we let's say we meet an earthbound spirit, we tell him to look up, and even in a lot of examples, you will see the guy walking this way, the soul spirit. Now you tell him or her, look up and look around you, and you will see, well, look up, turn around and walk towards the light. On earth, they are always, because they want to be their own God on earth. Don't tell me what I must do. This is my life, and I will do with my life whatever I want. Those satanic enchantment people, they will tell you they walk away from the light. Now, after death, do they think they are going to walk to the light? I mean, this was your choice. So after death, keep walking away.
Walking that way.
Now that doesn't mean if we tell them, listen, look up to the light, and there they go now to the light, that they are now in heaven. Definitely not. They will be taken to a place where they can, one of these planets that we saw, where they can go like school to adjust their attunements, to let them start see. If you don't have a God, my friend, you're a light side God, you are going to suffer mainly depression till the end of time. So I think I explained it good enough in the previous program. Now, all gods, goddesses, creator, Hefkanams, and higher up in the deity hierarchical structure, who maintain the earth, resides in Argata and deep down mountains. This is applicable on all planets. Now for something very, very interesting. The Gupta family on Earth, who visited South Africa in the near past, are direct seed lines of the super creator Hefkadam Gupta, after which a city in Argata, or inner Earth, as you may know it, was named. There is also a planet named Gupta in the higher dimensions, from where the Gupta seed lines on Earth originate. Isn't that wonderful to live? And a lot of South African white people didn't like the Guptas, but I mean, those are super Hefkanams. They can see what's going on in South Africa. These people are going to waste everything, so let's take it in, Then my guide showed me, I say it's my guide, it is a guide, but there was other guides as well, Lightside gods, Hefkanams, deities. Then my guide showed me that during the almost 240 billion years, during which only the so-called gods abide on earth, they as gods identified among them what we call the mafia. They say as above, so below, and as below, so above. Yes, they are the mafia. I also wanted to smile, when I heard this, until I saw them. Dark side mafia, my friend, also on several other planets. What is currently in place was in place before and will be in place in the very far future, applicable to all life forms. So don't think, if war is over, it will come again. It will never come again. There will never be peace on earth. That thing where the Christians say when Jesus or Jeshua Radorpa was born, the angels announced, peace on earth. Where's that peace? it doesn't form part of reality. If you want to have peace on earth, everybody on earth must be light side, serving the Most High alone,
Yes.
no
And
other gods,
peace.
and then do the cosmic laws.
Yeah.
Then there
Only
will be
then.
peace on earth. Otherwise, never.
Exactly.
Some super creator Efkanams and higher are still wearing high hats. I don't know what they call it in English, but it is a hat with a big,
Oh yes.
in Afrikaans it's a coil. I don't know what they call it, but it's a big head, just not black. They prefer all colors except black. You remember that time when we did a paratosa in the garden temple? I saw that, down came a string with the instrument.
The morale.
Yeah,
Is it that one?
the Morales.
Morales.
Yes, you remember well.
Okay.
That instrument was a Morales, and when I looked up to see who is using it, it was a Hefkanam and his wife. And after that, they enter the eastern portal, which leads to the light side. And there I saw one of that specific Hefkanam had a high hat on his head. They prefer all colors except black. Black is not a good color in the dark side.
Yeah.
Never, ever, not in any form. I never saw a light side deity wearing black clothing. Never, ever. Not in the true light side realms in any case. There are deities in dimensions above dimension 190,000. Can you imagine how high is that? Who exhibit alien in appearance. If you look at them, looks a little bit alien. Some of them are older than our universe. Let this information sink in. How old is our universe? There are some of these guys who are endless, light years older than our universe. This is something, it is actually logic, but nobody thinks about it. Because in Christianity you believe what you can see above you doesn't matter where is heaven and whatever. So this is what exists. They don't think of different vibrating realms, stuff that were proven 201 million years ago. Now some super creative Efkanams and higher will still wear those uniforms. I never saw a light side deity wearing black. Never. Now when you as a consciousness giving life form in a human body on earth are connected about or are concerned about something or someone, your guide will pass on the solution to you all the time. You'll find the solution from what's going on around you. If you are alone, nature angels or the angels of nature through or by means of swirling wind sounds and many more will give the correct answer. Most Western people don't know this wisdom. Silence. Sorry, people. I've got a little bit of dripping sinus. This is why I'm coughing. Most people don't know this wisdom. Why?
They don't want to.
Why does almost 99.9% of the Eastern religions, the oldest ones, they know this, but Christianity doesn't want to know it. They want to believe what they want to believe in. They go after the lie. They are not standing for the truth. Now the scene changed and I found myself once again in a place where my guide revealed me other ancient wisdom secret. Take note, dark forces and demonic entities of most kind don't like any form of sunlight as a form of light. Why? Because they prefer the dark side.
burns them also.
It doesn't matter whether they are in the atmosphere around us as energy life forms or in human or human-like bodies around us, visible to us. They don't like light or sunshine. They are always referred to as children of the night, you know, people of the night. While the sun is shining, they keep in their caves and little. But as soon as darkness appears, they get out, start stealing, do this, break in houses, you know, destroy whatever they can. People of the night. In some countries on earth, visible demonic tribes lived there centuries before white people lived there. White people discovered these visible third dimension dark side demonic tribes when they discovered these countries. They as whites didn't know what to call these dark human-like tribes because they were not humans. You know, some people refer to them, like Queen Elizabeth referred to them in olden books that I read as the savages, you know, the barbarians, whatever, to some of those tribes. They as whites didn't know what to call these dark human-like tribes. Now think of all the sub-races who live in jungles, in caves, and in swamps around the globe. Do they want to call them humans as well? The scene changed again. They showed me how the colors of the nebulas correspond with the color of the human chakras. In much higher dimension, the colors of those nebulas, as well as the colorful aurora lights of space, correspond with the consciousness-giving life forms, chakras, that you will find there. The higher we go up in the dimension vibrations, the higher the color hertz spectrum differs from our own color spectrum. I think I mentioned it before, you cannot even compare. You know, if I see a color,
It's not you.
I cannot tell you what color it is. I can say it reminds me, it feels like the vibration of, let's say, a golden color or a purple color or a ultraviolet color. You can feel the vibration and you can try and connect it, but to see it, it doesn't look the same. It doesn't matter where I looked, I saw colorful nebulas. Whatever is needed in me as a consciousness-giving life form, the correct color will attract my focus. You know, if I go there, let's say, as today I've got a dripping sinus. Now, you don't get something like a dripping sinus in an energy body. You know, not there. If it's earthbound, yes, but not there. And you cannot even, if I must be there, and let's say I've got a little bit of a wound that's not being healed from the last fight in the, you know, I'm talking now of the consciousness body of energy. You will see a nebula with, let's say, a purple color. As soon as you look at it, it's already in there, so you stay healthy and 100%. Because of this built-in mechanism, lightside angelical beings in pure energy form stay perfect all the time. Can you still remember why?
Because they are from the Most High. He created only perfect.
Yes, you cannot go in there with any form of earthly negativity or illnesses or whatever. This is pure light side, and there's no place for rubbish like, you know, you get on earth. I've got an attunement. Let's see, where's God? I would like to ask him why he didn't. Sorry, my friend, you will never get the opportunity. Then they taught and showed me the following. This is just as interesting. The planets oceans are transparent and serve as history designating sites for visitors from other planets, solar systems and dimensions. People on Earth don't believe in aliens, although all gods as Creator Hefkanams who built our planets or who came after the planet was built to our planet to either study here or to live here. What are there else as aliens? I mean,
Yeah.
there's a whole program in the Brahma's writings of what is a god and what is an alien.
Yes.
So if that upsets you and you don't want to recognize true reality, in other words, no, God, I don't want a God that's an alien. Your choice, my friend, because he is an alien. By means of, he doesn't look like a grey or anything.
Yeah.
But I mean, he looks like us because we were created to look like him. You know, in other words, we are not thin and grey with big black eyes looking there. And because if they hear alien, that is the only picture they get in their mind. They forget in their Bible, where it states very clearly that when then the gods said, "Come, let us," plural, "create humans according to our likeness and to do what we can do." They forget that sentence, so they don't want to pray to a God that's an alien. Your God is an alien, you just don't know. When they taught and showed me the following, the planet oceans, people on Earth don't believe in this aliens. Now on Earth, Western people don't even believe in any kind of aliens.
Yeah.
If I show them a picture of a great, that's rubbish. Man-made rubbish. You know, they are light years behind true reality. So they can think for themselves. Luckily, it's not my problem. School, the Earth as a school of learning for humanities is now more or less 201,365,131 years old, somewhere there. So if they want to come, in those days, those people knew what we are studying now. Now, if Christianity doesn't believe in that stuff, they are actually 201,365,130 years behind. You know, true knowledge that they referred not to learn. All stars are as suns, regardless of color. I must repeat this because, you know, people think suns. There's a big golden or yellow sun shining. I mean, if you listen to the previous programs, there's turquoise suns, there's purple suns, black suns in the dark side. For every chakra that is in your body, there's suns out there shining that color. All stars as suns, regardless of their color, form a network of communication systems throughout the universe. They taught me another ancient wisdom secret. There are black suns also in the dark side. You remember I told you that even in the previous program, when I was there, I saw a black planet, actually a sun. They told me it was a sun. I couldn't see the radiation because I'm from the light side. I don't belong in the dark blackness or whatever. But yes, it is there. There are black suns also, but only in dark side dimensions. It all depends, where's the dark side dimensions? It all depends on what the vibration hertz of a planet is due to all the life forms on it, the way they live. Is it a good place or a bad place? A light side place, you know, the stretch is long. Light side starts here and it ends never. Dark side starts here and it ends never. So there are inter-universal communication systems as well. This is a much higher reality than people on earth are developed to believe in. There are a few who know what I share with you, but they keep their wisdom to themselves. I don't know why. Actually, I do know why. Because, in the beginning, I wanted to share everything I know with all humanities on earth, and it doesn't work that way. Why? They are too far behind spiritual and psychic development to understand this. They will just say, it's a bunch of crap, put it on another station. I'm so glad you are going to do it if you want to do it, because then this wisdom is not for you. This reminds me of the content of the Brahmins' writings, of which the last written 40 books. There are at present 81 books on psychic and spiritual development in the serious Brahmins writings. Although Earth's Western humanities are not developed enough to even understand the contents of these books, that is why these books are not available to the public. They will wait centuries after my death before those books will be available. The few in front, let's say up to number 40 will be available, but not after that. Those people, sorry for you, but you will not understand it. And to throw the pearls in front of somebody who's going to step on it, crush it under the feet. Sorry, I'm not doing this. This reminds me of the content of the Brahmins' writings once again, so just remember. Then the guides took me to a universe where there are dozens of constellations that have been partially destroyed and are not in use anymore. Can you imagine a constellation? I name it a constellation. Let's say it is a vastness like the biggest black hole you ever saw in your life in the universe. But it's not around. You can see it has shapes and sizes. It's like you cannot measure it. It's too wide. Maybe it's 10 million light years, in the width, and 100,000 light years. Sorry. Can you imagine universes destroyed? These a universe can house 5,000 million stars, for instance. Now, if one of those are being destroyed, what do you think it looks like? It's horrible. To listen to this is something, but you must actually try and focus to see it. It is horrible. These constellations serve as examples to be studied by future all-creator Hefkenam's constellation layout engineers. For those, I don't even know their ranks and titles, but I mean they are under the Most High, so they must be Toratas or Torata Res, under the Most High, Torata Yahweh Goria, and this one, those million universes are under your care. The next 12 trillion universes are under your care. This is how they work there. It also serves as evidence of what they call interspace fossils. We refer, let's say this little thing is now a fossil of something that lived 100 million years ago on Earth. A universe that was destroyed is a fossil to those. Yes, I mean it's big, my friend. They show me and teach me that mountains and rivers on planets spell out geographical areas to those people visiting from the outside. Mountains and rivers are planned and constructed by the very high dimension creator Hefkenam engineers who planned and planned the formation of Earth as well. Some of these mountains and rivers are partly adjusted to fit the next Hefkenam humanities to come. I'm sure you remember in the previous series that I mentioned the transformation of Earth every 26,000 years, during which what happened?
Yeah.
The Most High, with all the current creator Hefkenams who've got business on Earth and creations and life souls or whatever, they will come. And then in 6.5 days to 7 days, they will recreate the whole Earth. Okay, this must go down, this part must lift up from the seabed, etc. It is normally during the transformation of Earth that mountains and rivers are changed according to the needs of the next in line creator Hefkenams. Whatever is on Earth now wasn't on Earth 26,000 years ago.
No.
There were other humanities, other looking, you know, we know the yellow people, like the Japs and the Chinese people. We know the red skin people or humanities like the red Indian tribes of America, which I love, and the Siberian Indians, of which a lot also have red skins. But where do you get orange skin people, green skin people, purple skin people, and blue skin people? Where do you get that? They lived on Earth, but maybe, let's take a good chance, let's say maybe 180 million years ago, maybe there. They came and they go. So after this, 26,000 year is completed and they must come and do it. It's actually starting. It's still a 1,000 and some years to go, nearly 2,000 years. But it is starting, you know, so that, I mean, they can plan. They are not like our planet's people, you know. You've got a first world with high IQ and you've got lower ones. The wise people do planning. You plan in advance. You organize. You finance. You coordinate. You keep everything in mind long before it's there. You make preparations for it to come. Where did we learn that? From the gods of the light side. Dark side people don't do that. They live from day to day and blah, blah, blah. We don't do that. Now, they are also planning for the next humanities to come. And this is what is so interesting. I wonder what they are going to look like. They showed me on a kind of hologram computer screen that looks like universes destroyed with very high dimension bombs. Now, you know, I always thought, where did we got the knowledge to create, let's say, atomic bombs or nuclear bombs or whatever? They got it from the dark side there, because the dark side used it in the space there to destroy Lightside Hefkenam creations, etc. No one is allowed to come near those places. This is why they showed me on a hologram computer screen with a width, you know, how many trillion light years are they in size. The destruction poison left behind will take, listen to this one, trillions of light years in that specific dimension time before it will be usable again. Not in our time, in that specific. It will differ from one planet to another planet, one dimension to another dimension. This is up to what I saw in dimension 80. Then I visualized myself in my body again, and I was then back in my body. I don't know why I did it, but you know, maybe I thought, wow, this is very scary or whatever. You know, to see a vast piece of universe. I mean, how many trillions of universes could be, or things could be in one universe, and they destroy it with one bomb. Horrible. Right. Then I was back in my body, and I quickly took a break, and then I tapped in again. The following is what I experienced in dimension 10, Lightside. The name of this dimension is Druval. Now, who gave him the name Druval? Druval should be the person who created it, the Hefkenam. Well, they all created Hefkenam, whatever his rank may be. His surname was Druval. I saw in front of me a Hefkenam placed somewhere between something that displayed like colorful cloud formations. Sorry, I've heard that I need to focus on a certain color cloudiness, which I did. Every majestic formation was extremely beautiful and colorful. Then I saw, you will not believe, an elf king. You know, like elves on earth, the elf king. I knew this was one place where human like elves were housed. You know, people think an elf is only a small little creature like this, you know, in your garden. We have some in our garden. They doesn't all look like that. There are people that look like elves, which are actually elves giving consciousness to human bodies.
Yeah.
They show, you can recognize them on the ears, you know, the pointed ears and the way they treat earth, the attunement and everything. They came from the second dimension into our world to be humans, and normally they bring help with them in the form of specific guides, which they call what? Pomasos. Those little ape things and whatever, small little, to help them, pixies and all that. They showed me how perfectly elves can camouflage in any setting. You know, we know chameleons. A chameleon can sit there. And on the other hand, we know third world camouflage. You know, good camouflage, if you are a soldier and you are camouflaged very well. And I sit like this, I'm now the soldier, you will not see me. You can sit next to me, you will not see me. This is what I call good camouflage, but then, that was before I saw what an elf king and all his followers, how they can camouflage. Hey man, you can look at them, you will not see. They showed me how perfectly they are. Only when a visitor like me at that stage has been scanned by the scanners and found safe to enter their environment will the elves adjust their vibration hertz so that I may notice them. Just before I was completely back into my body of flesh, the guides share some excellent news with me. Oh, and I'm so glad about that. Their voice said that after my soul transfer, the complete set called the Brahma's writings, doesn't matter if it's got 100 books by that time or whatever, will go where it is addressed in the council plan of the highest Doratre Yahweh Goria. I think maybe they noticed, you know, somewhere in my mind I was unsure of what will happen to the Brahma's writings. Must I hide it somewhere? You know, I mean, everything I type on the computer screen is in the cloud, as they call it, where everybody can see it, but I know it will be safe wherever it will be until the correct second. Then somebody will definitely uncover it when humanity is able to understand. After they developed, you know, to understand this. this was a relief to me, actually a very big relief. Look at what happened to other philosophers' work on earth. The One World Order got hold of them and hit them. Darksiders will always try to destroy truth. Does not matter in what form the truth are presented. Remember that all these planets I visited throughout my 7 journeys are not the so-called heaven and hell Christians believe in. Listen carefully, these dimensions do not house the 2 major planets, the Ruatse or Veka, where people other than earthbound human souls go after their individual soul transfer. There are some of the dimensions and planets where people end up needing to learn lessons they did not want to learn while in human bodies on earth. If you listen to the previous program 2 of this series, in that program I explain a lot of this. If you are unsure, go and check it out again. If you preferred to live light side, God forsaken on earth, at the steering wheel of your own life, while you had a chance as a human to learn true deities, the God, what is that plan? The cosmic laws and the God gedragskodes. Code of conduct. Thanks, Nikita. You will end up in one of these and or endless other planets until the true light side deities reincarnate you again. But yes.
Oh, sorry. No, you wanted to say something. No. I'm sorry. What you shared with us gives us a more proper understanding of what it feels like to be there as a consciousness-giving life form. Thank you to Ratare Yahweh Goria for this wisdom known by only a few Western people here on earth.
Thanks to the highest Ratare Yahweh Goria and his deities of the light side and guides and angels, for those for whose service I am, and thanks for the deities and guides who assisted me going into this realm. Thanks also to you, Nikita, presenting this very, very beautiful programs, with me. I am so proud of you. Thank you so much.
You also. And in the next program, we are going to share information on Lightside Dimension 190, named Bila. Please do not forget to press the like, share, and subscribe buttons, as well as the little bell icon. Until we meet again in 2 weeks' time, love and light. Bye.
Bye.